Hey, it's Guard here, and today's video it's about the Truma Aventa Eco air conditioner. It's a 120 volt air conditioner, and it's used on a lot of RVs these days. And there's different ways of controlling it. One of them is through the remote. Now, on the remote, it has a couple of features that are available that are only available on the remote, and I'm going to go over those. But first of all, in order to use the air conditioner, we have to turn on power to it. So either turn on your inverter if you have a if you have a generator, start your generator. If you have an inverter and you run off of batteries, go ahead and turn your inverter on. Or if you get your power from shore, plug into a receptacle for your shore power. I'm running on my battery, so the first thing I'm going to do is turn on my air conditioner. This blue button right here, it turns on and off the AC. But the first time you push it, any of these buttons, if it's asleep basically, it just kind of wakes it up. So this just brings the remote alive, and then the next press actually will turn on the air conditioner. And there's a little green LED up there blinking. That means that it's just received a signal from the remote, because the remote is infrared. It has to actually be pointing at that little black dot right up here. So when you're aiming it, you want to point the remote at that, because it picks up infrared light. Now the air conditioner is running, and what you can do is you can set your temperature by doing down or up. It has a mode where if the snowflake's on, it's air condition, auto mode, or recycle. That's just the fan running. But we're going to be dealing with the air conditioning right now. So I have the air conditioner on. It's set for 72 degrees as a set point, and my clock says 350. And then over here, this button, this does your fan speed. You can see your fan icon there. One pedal, two blades, two blades or four blades. And you can hear the air conditioner fan will speed up. We're putting it back down to 1 so that it's not so loud. Now, this is where it gets special on the remote. There's this little slide down panel right here that you can open this up. And now here you have some extra features that are not available when you use like the Truma panel or your Firefly or however else you can control it besides the remote. But for example, there's a clock icon. So if you press this clock, you can see that that's blinking, and you can set your hours, your time, and your minutes. We're going to leave it at 3:51. All right. And then this next mode, this is the night mode. Now in the night mode, it doesn't really do much noticeable inside the van. What it does is it lowers the outside fan speed so that it's quieter. If you're in a campground, it's quieter for your neighbors, or if you're outside at your camp spot and you're sitting out there enjoying a fire or whatever, it's a little bit quieter. That's basically all it does, and just a tiny bit less power because the fan's running it a little bit slower. So that is your night button. This next one is the humidity. And when you push the night button, you'll see like a little moon and star show up. Push it again, it turns off. This thing that looks like a water drop, when you press that, this icon comes on, and you always have to be aiming at the fan, at the AC when you're doing that. But what that does is it sets the compressor to be on. It just turns the compressor on, and the compressor will not cycle off until you turn the humidity button off. And what that does, it draws out the moisture inside your RV, because the compressor's always running, which also means it's going to get pretty cold. It just keeps getting colder and colder and colder until it can't get any colder. But that's how you dry out the inside. So we're going to turn that off by pushing that button again. And the next thing that's available is these timers. Now the timers, they're pretty unusual. What they do is they allow you to set a start time and an end time, but only one or the other. You can't set a start and then have it turn off at a particular time. The only thing it will do is start or turn off. So, and I'm going to make a video going over that in detail because it's a lot to learn to use these timers. But basically, it's a great way of saying you want to go to bed at 10 o'clock and let your air conditioner run till 2 in the morning and then turn off. This is how you would do that. Or if you're out exploring and you want to come back and have a cool down camper or RV, you can have it where it'll come on at a particular time. But it's not like a schedule like in your home air conditioner. But I'll go over that in a separate video about the timer. But that's basically your controls here on the remote. You have a mode where you can pick either air conditioning, auto, and that adjusts the fan speed as it's needed, or just a fan, air conditioning again, and you have the little icon. And then you have the fan speed where you can adjust the fan by pushing this button and it'll adjust the fan. You set your temperature, raise it or lower it here. This is your main power button, on or off. You adjust your clock here. You set night mode with that button, humidity with that button, or dehumidify, and then your on timer and your off timer. And these 4 buttons control the hour and minutes for the clock or the timers. There's also a little wrench tool down here and a reset button. So if you have to reset your remote, you press in here, you hold it in, just press it in and let it go. This will refresh to a factory setting and you'll have to set your time again and everything. But that's pretty much it for running the air conditioner off the remote. Like I said, the next thing I'm going to do is I'll make a video, so watch for the video on just the timers, because that's a pretty interesting thing that I learned how to do this. It took a lot of learning, reading and figuring it out, but to save you a lot of trouble, I will show you how it's done quick and dirty. So thanks for watching, everybody. Y'all go out, have a great day. See America. Bye, everyone.